For the first time in 41 years, a Big Ten Conference men's basketball team paid a visit to EA Diddle Arena to take on WKU as the Hilltoppers hosted number 15 Wisconsin on John Oldham Court tonight. During your press conference, you talked about Jeff Brom. You talked about your dad, Kim Helton, a longtime respected college and NFL coach. And, of course, your brother, Clay, the head coach at Southern California. Now you're two head coaches. What did Clay say to you when he learned you got the job? And I'm sure there was a lot of emotion there.
Yeah. And for the record, the best mascot in all of college sports, Big Red. So speaking of that, 1-800-5-BIG-RED, WKUtickets.com or WKUsports.com. Coach Stansbury, thanks for getting up early. All the players, good luck this season. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah. Kentucky Speedway in Sparta has been hosting tonight's NASCAR Monster Energy Series Cup race, the Quaker State 400 presented by Walmart. This comes one night after the Speedway hosted the NASCAR Xfinity Alsco 300, which was won by Christopher Bell.
And 13 Sports' Mike Cleff attended the press conference of Athletic Director Todd Stewart, who explained the factors going into the decision.
Thank you very much, Dominique. About an hour and a half after it was officially announced that Mike Sanford had been dismissed as WKU's head football coach, Director of Athletics Todd Stewart met with a group of assembled media for about a 20-minute press conference and explained his reason behind his tough decision to fire Coach Sanford. He cited a number of things that factored into his reason, starting with last season's bowl game loss to Georgia State in Orlando, Florida, and a most recent example, it was in a victory. It was the senior night victory against the UTEP Miners back in mid-November. He specifically cited the fan interest, or in this case, a lack of it. Mike Sanford ends his career at WKU football as its head coach with a record of 9-16. And the bottom line is now, Director of Athletics Todd Stewart has to embark on a search for a new head coach, and whomever the decision is made on the new gridiron leader on the Hill, it will be the fifth head coach in the past 10 seasons at Western Kentucky University. From the EA Diddle Arena Paul Just Media Center, I'm Mike Cleff, 13 Sports.
One of those new head coaches made his debut on his home field, affectionately known as the Swamp, where the Greenwood Gators hosted the Dragons of Warren Central. William Howard, in his first game on the sidelines. Yeah, Darby and Shane, there's only 8 teams right now left playing college basketball. 8. WKU is one of them. And they are one of those 8 teams playing thanks to their superb performance last week at Oklahoma State. Yeah, they're going to make the official announcement here in the near future as soon as tomorrow, but multiple media reports say this gentleman right here, who is very familiar to a lot of fans in the state of Kentucky because he's been an outstanding coach in the Cincinnati area for the past several years. More on that in just a moment. But first, WKU men's basketball back on the court as we speak at Madison Square Garden in New York City is just one of 8 men's college basketball teams still playing postseason basketballs. The Tops are taking on the Pac-12's Utah Utes in an NIT national semifinal contest. And at the moment, a great start. Spartans defeat Covington Catholic by a final score of 20-16 to win the Class 5A state championship. Great work by 13 News' Sean Bowdy. Speaking to Sean, he has more on the Class 5A state champion Spartans from Kroger Field in Lexington. And that is your ball game. Franklin Simpson wins it 14-12, claiming their second straight state championship. 13 News' Dalton Godby spoke with the players afterwards, who said how special the win was to them, including standout defensive end Coach Preston's son, Colin Preston. We're back at EA Diddle Arena. Mike Cleff, head coach Rick Stansbury. You see several of the players. You see the cheerleaders, and you see Big Red. Speaking of Big Red, 1-800-5-BIG-RED to get your season tickets, or go to the websites WKUsports.com or WKUtickets.com. One broadcaster has a banner hanging in his honor at EA Diddle Arena. Wes Strader had that kind of impact on WKU athletics and generations of Hilltopper fans.
I believe if you had a Western Kentucky Mount Rushmore for non-coaches and athletes, Wes Strader would be on it. I mean, who has had more contact with more different people over the last 40 years than Wes Strader did?
I'm just so blessed and fortunate to have been able to be around him twice in my life, as far as a player and as a coach.
Strader continued broadcasting up until his recent illness, co-hosting a post-game radio show with former Tops basketball coach Jim Richards.
Oh, he was terrific. He worked at it. He prepared every day for what was going on. Every game, he always knew players' names and just was terrific in a broadcast situation.
From those of us who listened to him before we got here, all through the time we were here, you know, what an impact he had on us, and you know, just an outstanding announcer and a personal friend, and just a great guy.
The Barron County native also had a profound impact on high school sports, hosting the annual West Raider Schoolboy Classic for high school hoops.
With his announcing all the state tournament games and people coming to see him up there every year, you know, that meant a lot to the high schools across the state.
That is a huge thing, because that is the banner of honor of great players and a great announcer that stayed around there 35 years.
I mean, he was a walking encyclopedia of WKU athletics and just a terrific ambassador for our entire athletic department.
I don't think he ever met a stranger. He was, and if you want to talk sports, Wes is a good man. If you want to talk Western sports, he was an exceptional man.